Alright, so it's Euge here. Can't see my face because well, apparently because my phone which I'm filming these videos is facing down to my pedal board. People been asking me quite a lot of questions, especially after when I posted the photo of my pedal board and my cabinet simulator live/home/studio rig, and how I create the sounds and how where the distortion comes and etc. So well, I just decided to, not to, well, that I don't have to answer to all of you separately, so I'll just try to do a video, and hopefully this is helpful. So like I said, I don't really use live anymore. By the way, nice wool socks. I don't use real amps and cabinets because they are, they're really heavy to carry and load, and really expensive to travel with. So I've made a rig that I can play at home, play live, play studio, and take with me anywhere, airplane and stuff, without sacrificing the quality of the sound. So the basic my cabinet / amp / whatever is now the Neunaber Iconoclast, which is a stereo parametric speaker emulator or simulator emulator. So basically what it does, it replaces my power amp, cabinet and mic. So so the sound goes to Neunaber from my pedal board, this here, and from the Neunaber there's two outs. So it goes to two DI boxes, and from those DI boxes it goes to mixing console. So it's like in goes mono and out comes stereo sound. And as you maybe seen the picture, if you haven't, well, I can actually, it's here, the Iconoclast Christmas tree. And this is a spare, so the mover basically is a spare for the Neunaber. It's a cab sim also, so I've dialed in a sound there which is pretty close to this, because I really love the sound of the Neunaber. It doesn't, there's no IRs, impulse responses, it doesn't try to emulate anything, it's its own sound, and it sounds and feels really great, like playing with a really good amp and cabinet. So this kind of is a spare for that. So if anything happens, I just have this cable going to the DI. This is a mono, and then to the mixing. And the mower, the UK Gold, which is like an emulation of Marshall JSON 900, which I love also. That kind of replaces my Friedman BOD, or it's a spare. So if something happens to Friedman, then I have this one, which I dial in a pretty close sound. And this has also a cabinet simulator, so if everything else fails, I can play a show with just this pedal. There's a cab sim here too. So it's like double check spare, and because I'd like to, it's a lot of a lot of things can happen and has happened to me, and usually when I haven't got any spare. So, but now I do have. So the basic sound, just guitar. I now have my my signature ESP. It's in a D tuning. It's basically this. So just to the Neunaber. And if I want to use a really clean sound, I just put the chorus and the delay. So nice delay and chorus, and if I want to have something boost for that, it's just like I just put a. have some overdrive. It's just this. And with the compressor you can get. So as you can see, there's a lot of options you can do with this pedal. But the core thing for my sound is the Friedman, which in Syra it's on all the time. And I have set it for this kind of like, you know, crunchy. Which cleans up nicely. So I got this, just by lowering the volume from my guitar, I got this really nice, slightly overdriven sound. A little bit different. You know, tube screamers. Well, this is basically a tube screamer, like the middle honk, but this is on all the time, you Syra. And if I want a cleaner sound, I just roll down the volume. And my main distorted sound is this, and with the overdrive. So I don't have that much distortion, but I pick very hard. I mean, now my gain is full, and I can, if I pick just lighter. I really like what the tube screamer types of overdrives do to the sound. So the basic sound is, as I use this Friedman as I would use a normal like tube amp, so the preamp. So no matter, you know, previously when I used real amps, I just dialed in this kind of sound, which cleans up. And then just boost it with this GTOD or Super Overdrive or Tube Screamer, you know, those kind of overdrives that pushes the mid-range. So it's just tightens the low end, you know, and adds this, you know, punchy middle sound, and adds sustain also. So it's not that distorted, it's kind of like a rock sound, but I pick quite hard. And the solo sound is the boost and the delay. So this acts like, you know, if you put a overdrive before in the signal chain before the distortion, it doesn't add volume, it just adds distortion. But if you put a overdrive / booster after the distortion, it adds also a little bit distortion but volume. Alright, so you know, you could think like, you know, if you would have a tube amp, so this would be you know, before the amp's input, these 3 bells, actually these 4, and you know, in a normal tube amp, the effect loop is in between the preamp and the power amp, and in my case, since this is the preamp, you know, this booster, which if I would use with a normal amp, this would be in the effects loop, so between the preamp and the power amp, and my power amp is, you know, the Neunaber, or it simulates that. And then I have the delay and noise suppressor in the after the distortion, and also flanger and chorus. Oh, because I like to have the chorus and flanger after the distortion, so like after the preamps, which if I would use the normal amp, they would be in the effect loop. But this is kind of like, you know, there's pre-gain pedals and there's post-gain pedals. So what comes before the Friedman is a phaser, and the Whammy. So, and the compressor is also free. But I use the compressor mainly only when I play country stuff. And the overdrive is before the distortion, before the preamp. And after the preamp slash distortion is the flanger. And the chorus. And the booster. And the delay. If I would put delay before the preamp slash distortion, it would, you know, it wouldn't work as good as now. So the delay should always be after the distortion, so in the effect loop with the amp. And yeah, the wah is also pre, so the wah is also, so the signal chain is basically, it goes to tuner, then it goes to wah, then it goes to whammy, then the compressor, overdrive, distortion, booster, flanger, chorus, noise suppressor, and the last is the delay. The delay is the last, so otherwise the noise suppressor could cut out the tails of the delay, which I don't want. Alright, so that's kind of like, you know, the basic of my sound is these two, the heavy sound. A lot, not without nothing, then alright, and then I'll show you fast how I dial in my country sound, because I love to play country too, all this chicken picking stuff, and I use it on my solo album. So what I do, I just the basic sound, I switch the mode shift from this long delay to, so it's kind of like slapback. The compressor and the booster, but I lift the booster a bit. that's kinda, if I want a little bit overdrive, I just adjust it to so you know, with this board I can do and play pretty much everything, no matter what style of music I'm playing. Yeah, as you can hear, let's have some electrical problems at home. Gotta figure out where's that coming. But anyway, hopefully this was helpful to understand, you know, how I create the sounds with the pedals. So basically, all the sounds are coming from this board, and the Iconoclast, or the mover. It's just for, you know, just for clean sounds. Totally clean sounds. Alright, hope you enjoyed it, and take care.